Yeah, I hadn't made any videos just recently. I've had a little bit of a health issue. But anyway, that's neither here or there. I'm back. So I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with this AI. It's getting more concerning. And I had sort of like whinged and whined about it in the past. Because I don't think there's anything good going to come from it. I think all the good stuff is going to be clouded by the bad. And it's just like, that's splitting the atom and what have you, nuclear and that, there's so much good has come from that. But equally, a shitload of bad. The threat is world ending, isn't it? Well, I feel that AI is basically the same. I feel that it's going to potentially make us not just redundant, but superfluous. And it sounds really pessimistic. It's very sceptical of the whole AI bubble. Because I feel, and I can see it now, I think sure many of you can see it now as well, that it's causing... Hello, very cool. Well, it's not the future. No, AI is not the future, hopefully. I feel it's... I feel it's just going to there's going to be so many job losses. Ask yourself this, like for instance in the United States, they've actually got a little bit of growth at the moment. But they've got no job growth. They've only had 118,000 jobs created in a whole year. That should have been, it's been more than that in 1 month. So it's, come on, Billy. So that to me is a sign that AI is taking those jobs. There's also a shift in demand on certain things. We ain't got enough money to spend to keep the economy afloat as it used to be. At the moment, the economy, well, there's a deficit in the US and pretty much everywhere, to be honest. But the economy is being propped up by the tech sector. Well, that's only because they're building AI centres every fucking where, And if you look at the storage stocks in storage, you look at Morgan Stanley, for instance, they're very positive regarding the value of storage, as in memory, like Micron, the companies that make all this storage, such as the chips that go in our PCs and computers and Macs and God knows what, and phones and that, That's all been focused on AI data centers. In fact, the price of storage has gone through the roof, absolutely through the roof. It is like 4 or 5 times more expensive than it used to be before these new data centers popping up everywhere. Hello, Matashaka. Matthias Hager, hello there. I thought it was Matashaka. Excuse me, I ain't been very well. That's why I haven't been making many videos. Why I ain't put any up on this channel. I just couldn't do it. I had a bit of a fibromyalgia flare up. It was then brought on my asthma and I couldn't breathe. So I had the old nebulizer handy, but I couldn't really talk properly. I can't talk properly anyway. I'll just tighten up. There you go. It's hard to understand what you're going on about. It's probably because I'm Norfolk. I'm going on about artificial intelligence, AI, and that it's taking jobs, but it's been cloaked by other, regarding the GDP, it's been cloaked by the tech sector, which doesn't really create much in the way of jobs. It's just money going in the pockets of very few individuals. But we obviously know that. But it is a massive issue. It's going to cause all sorts of problems into society for a start. A societal breakdown. So that's what I see. When I hear people are getting using AI to deal with their mental health because they're lonely. What? That's the talking about on the LBC radio this morning. I thought, what the hell? That's not the... No, that's not healthy. Now we're going to have robotic girlfriends next and boyfriends, What's that? That's just nuts. That's not real. It's not real. We need to have a bit of realization that, and there's other ways of getting solace. It doesn't have to be. You can get solace within yourself just by keeping yourself occupied and doing stuff. Now, I'm a very active person. I do a lot of stuff. I'm not active as in physically active, as you can probably tell. But I mean, I've got a lot of hobbies, a lot of things I like to do, and also I've got a lot of channels that I try to make videos for. Although this week's been a bit of a loss. But I lose myself in it, and I'm happy with that. I don't suffer from mental health and stuff like that. Maybe I do when I'm doing this channel because it's so bloody depressing at times. But when I look at what's going on and with artificial intelligence and how it is taking jobs, the corporations have to sack this many people, because they call them layoffs, but lay off this many people and that many people, right? And then they don't tell you directly it's because of artificial intelligence, but then you read another article somewhere else where they made all these investments in AI doing those jobs. They've been so dishonest with us. Where do these people go? Now, some people have said to me when I've made videos about this in the past that, well, they won't take my job because I do repairs, I repair stuff. No, they won't be able to do my job. AI ain't going to be able to do that. That's not the point. The point is when a market becomes, a jobs market is lost, those people looking for those jobs are going to go somewhere else, aren't they? They're going to either retrain or they're going to go somewhere else. That could be your job. They might start dabbling and doing repairs. They might be doing a bit of everything. Now I'm a British citizen living in France. But funny say Indian. My mother was I'm part Indian. I'm about eighth Indian. My mum came over in the late 50s, early 60s from India. But obviously, I find it interesting what's going on in the world, and and also it worries me. It worries me because what happens in the US happens everywhere. Yeah, it rubs off us all. You look what's just happened in the security meeting. That was interesting regarding Rubio making his little statement. It wasn't vicious like J.D. Vance's was a year ago, but it was also an eye opener. In that was not eye opener. It kind of drew a line under the United States. I feel for many of these world leaders because many of them feel now they've been let go by the US. And Rubio cancelling the meeting that he was supposed to be having with Zelensky. That speaks, 1,000 words, doesn't it? A billion words. It speaks a lot anyway. What is the perfect definition of a perfect beauty? Oh, just look at the screen. Oh, actually, he's down there. This little fella. And this little fella here. And this little girl down here. Turn on the heat. I just have. It's on at the moment, but it bloody turned itself off. So I had to turn it back on again. So, there's an old French farmhouse. It takes a long while to heat up. How gay are you? Oh, that's silly as that. Hello, Joe. I hope you're well, my friend. Turn on the heat. Oh, don't become. No, it is a worry. I think it is a worry, and I think world leaders of countries that don't have any control, like France, Germany, the United Kingdom, where all the AI isn't originating from. I think they've got their head in the second sand. They're going to end up allowing the United States to get even more hold if we embrace it to that degree. I don't feel it's a way forward. Not social. I think it can be used, but you do need legislation. But when you've got the United States basically saying, no, you can't have any legislation, that's basically what Rubio was saying. He's basically saying, we need to agree on, they have matching ideals, so to speak. He basically means is let us do whatever we want and control you. Like J.D. Vance pretty much said when he was there last time. That is pretty much what they're implying. They want total and utter control. They're, we're the most powerful country in the world. So we should control everything. Oh, fuck off. No. No. So, obviously, because, let's say job losses. But then you get this like AI natural selection as well. Where there are jobs available for humans, AI is already making those selections. Now, my son works in the museum service in the United Kingdom, in Norfolk Museum Service. And they were going on a recruitment drive. But before the applications came to them, they first went through AI. And basically, they just filtered them down from that many to like that many. The problem is, AI gets it wrong. There could be that perfect person up there, It might not come through on the CV, but until you meet these people face to face, can you work with these people? Is the personality right? That doesn't mean a lot, in the workplace. Can I get on with these people? It's not just whether or not they're qualified or what their history is. Have I seen a plane crash before? I have in real life. Have I seen a plane crash? Yes, I have. It fell in the sea. But the engines all just cut off I think it was a Harrier. It was an air show on the coast in Norfolk, and the plane, it just literally just like it just turned off and just fell into the sea. But 1 minute there, then that was interesting. So, okay, how much does it cost to buy an old farmhouse in France? Well, it depends on its condition and its size. But like, if I say this old place, we bought this several years ago now, back in 2010. And with the extra land, we paid, and the condition it was in, it was a restoration project. I mean, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Still stuff to do. And we paid just under about £54,000. So at the time, it was around 60,000 euros, and that's with an extra hectare of land as well. So but that needed complete renovation. There was a cow in my kitchen when we arrived. So yeah, Vash was in there, standing just over there, shitting everywhere. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant. Look what happened. The door swung open. They'd gone inside. The door, they were in the grounds there. You see, the farm hadn't cleared them out yet. So anyway, we sorted the place out within reason. We've still got a lot of stuff to do, and some stuff we've got to redo because we ran out of money. But you talk about a renovated farmhouse, like this one, you'd probably be paying 350,000-400,000 for it. But there's a lot here. But if you're looking at, say, for instance, a little 3-bedroom farmhouse with a few acres of land, you'd be paying under 200, maybe 130, 140. Depending on its condition, whether it's got a fosse or whatever, you've got to put a new fosse in, all that sort of stuff. Hello, flunky minion. You got a proper oi Norfolk accent here. Hello there. Made it. Had to trudge uphill in the snow to the to reset my internet. Yeah, we've had all sorts of problems with our internet here over the last few weeks with the router. 1 minute's connecting, the next minute it's not. I've done a couple of live streams on my other channel and had problems with that. But it seems to be sorted now. It seems to be sorted. Yeah, there's SLL certificates problems. There we go. Yep, Rubio can sliver back up Trump's chocolate starfish. Yes, I agree. That's where he should fucking remain. That little, he's got huge ears, isn't he? Got massive ears. Oh, he's got a bit of a past, didn't he? He got caught out by the police, didn't he? Marco Rubio got arrested with his buddy, Angel, and they're engaging in gay activities. Yeah, allegedly. It's funny that those that criticise others are doing the same themselves. And then you just go to these gay foaming. I've got a problem with gay people and stuff like that. You know, I go at all. But it's quite funny those who kind of like follow Trump seem to have how to put a bit of an issue. Anyway, you got these gay foaming parties and that as well. So he likes male company, which, you know, fair enough. But just come out, just be honest with yourself, you know. So no, I do feel a bit. I don't know about you, but I do feel like the United States has gone rogue. It's gone rogue, and AI is a tool for the US to facilitate their overarching power over everybody. I mean everybody, not just the US. I don't know what that means. Do I pay much annual tax on my house? No. In fact, here in France, if you didn't know, we have two taxes, or we had two taxes. One was called the habitation, which then is basically your house taxes and stuff like that. And the other one was your foncier tax, which basically is the plot it sits on. Facilitate that. Emmanuel Macron, when he got in, he said he's going to abolish habitation, and he's done that. So we don't have the habitation portion anymore. We still have to pay for things like your bins and stuff like that, but the habitation part of your home, the taxes are really low. All in all, about per year for this house is under €400 a year. It's very, very, very low. That's the thing about France and many European countries. The cost of living can be as low as you want it, within reason, as low as you want it to be. If you want to live the high life, well, then some things are expensive, you know. Although store prices are kind of leveling up now, but some things are expensive. Online stuff isn't, you know. You can get lots of cheap stuff if you want to get cheap stuff. It's not an issue. You are limited to where you can get it from. You don't have the choice. Unfortunately, Amazon seems to have a bit of a hold. There's two main ones here that sell a bit of everything, and that would be like Cdiscount and Amazon. Yes, you do have eBay, but it's useless. It's not very good. Second-hand wise, here in France, we have an organisation called Le Bon Coin, and basically you can post your stuff on sale. There's a payment system on there, and it's really good actually. I recently sold what did I sell there? Oh, what was it again? My drone, my other drone, my power drone. No, I ain't got a vineyard. We have got some vines, but not enough to make wine. I don't have the time for that sort of thing. Cause it's not just the ongoing care of the bottling stages and stuff like that. I just don't get. I ain't got time. I've overloaded myself with stuff to do as well. Plus, this place takes a. Yeah, if you've got a lot of land, you've got to bear in mind it takes maintenance. there's an old house as well. That takes maintenance. Plus, we're doing our rewilding here. We're planting loads of trees, all right? So that takes ongoing maintenance as well, which I don't mind because I love to see all the birds and stuff. So it's good. So it's quite a nice thing to do actually. Because we're planting loads of trees, propagating other trees, we're planting new trees, and people do make contributions. There probably is links down below actually. But yeah, it's we're doing like the rewilding. You can hear it in my throat. Hey, I'm really croaky at the moment. Bloody hell. My house is about 700 square feet and cost $500 to heat with electric last month. Fucking hell. That's a lot. Costs us under $1,000 a year to heat this house. If you want to, yeah, don't be a fan, but quite often we're not that worried, you know. We tend, in the winter, we tend to stay in certain rooms. In this area here, in the kitchen, we make sure we heat that. And the office area, the lounge, we make sure we heat that. But upstairs, we don't worry about it unless people come. We get enough heat come up anyway. But yeah, if we want, it would cost just if we want to heat a whole house, it'd be about $1,000 a year. But this place is what 200 square. The main house on the 2 levels, about 250 square meters, so it's quite big. The rooms are large, you know what I mean. So it's a wonky house, you know, but it's nice, but it takes a lot of work. It's old, you know. It's old. Hello there, Kimmy Phoenix. I hope you're well. I have fireplaces. Well, we have several fireplaces. In the front half of the house, we use the fireplaces. I got a small wood burner in the office, and I've got one in the lounge. But also got this pellet burner in here. We do it for convenience, you see, in the mornings. So we've got a pellet burner which I'm standing in front of at the moment. In the workshop, I've got a diesel heater in there and a wood burner. So yeah, a bit. Canada's a bit of a bit. I hear that Carney might be going up with the F-35s. I think that's a bit of a disappointment. That seems like a bit of a strange idea to me. It's risky. I wouldn't trust the United States at the moment, as far as I can confirm. I know you could argue that they're not going to be in the same leadership forever, but you could argue that, I suppose. But you've got to remember that if people voted them in, there's also the people there that would do that again. So yeah, it's fortunately with everything going with AI, they're controlling the media. They're using AI to plan, plan and control the media. You've got likes of News Corp, whatever, you know. And in the United Kingdom, you can own, you can be a non-UK citizen and own a media company. In France, you can't do that, and in many other countries in Europe, you can't do that. You got to be a registered citizen or habitant of that country. I think citizen or habitant. I think citizen or resident. One of them anyway. But in the United States and in the UK, you can get outside influence. So you can have all these organisations can put their pressure on the US, on the United Kingdom, not just through lobbying, but just through the media, just selling a narrative. You know, so it's so corrupt. It is just so corrupt. Hello, Cat's Eye, Canada here. I was livid. Carney ordered more jets. I know. It looks like going full on. The F-35, which my personal, I don't know the ins and outs. So I'm not an expert. They've got their reasoning, obviously, but for me, it feels like madness considering the current environment and also the feelings of the people, how the people feel about it. Um, you can buy two of those other jets, can't you? Of the Swedish ones, you can buy two the Gripens. You can buy two of them for the price of the F-35, plus it up in the air twice as long. So that's 4 times as long. So you've got more. It doesn't. I know they do different jobs, and I know it's the F-35 is like it's connected with the system they got. I can't remember what it's called now. They got there, but it's just you're emboldening yourself on something. Yeah, you're under the thumb of the US again. And when Carney stood up there and he says that the relationship is over, we all need to realise that relationship is over, and that it is over, and that any connection there has to be highly vetted. You've got to be on your tippy toes about it. You know, like 10 ducks. I don't know. You just got to be cautious. The contracts were made, Marcus. Canada would have to pay more to cancel it. Yeah, I understand that, but Portugal still had not signed paperwork, so we could cancel the I say $6 billion F-35's contract with the USA. That does make sense. I see it. So the contracts were already signed. I realise that. So they would have to pay. Yeah, they would have to pay to cancel the contracts. But it's not just here and now, is it? It's the future. It's what happens in the future. I know, it doesn't make any. Trump stood up there. He said, "Oh, we could maybe make him 10% less powerful or something," didn't he? So we've got the upper hand. Don't trust that man. You can't trust him. He is going to do whatever he needs to do to stay in power. The idea there's going to be a proper, free and fair midterms elections, if any at all, let alone a general election, I think it's for the birds. If you put it like this, right? Put shoes on another foot, on your feet, all right? If you were to, you're at a risk of ending up behind bars, or you had these you have these other options. You take the other options, wouldn't you? You know, you take these other options. Start a war, for instance. Martial law. You do whatever he needs to do to stay in power, and the people behind and backing him will do exactly the same thing. And the people who at risk of losing their places, who will get voted out, they'll also do the same. They'll back it. You know, the things that these, like for instance, the recent voting, not the big beautiful bill, but the super bill, whatever they call it. Why does it keep these stupid bloody names? Oh, let's make them sound fantastic when it isn't. Our current admin cannot be trusted for anything. Unfortunately, not. That's a shame, isn't it? Though it is a shame. All those years we had this like mutual security pact with the United States, and it's all that's up in the air now, isn't it? You know, this isn't just European security. You see, what you have to remember is European security is US security. It's also economic security. We trade. You know, what happens when we can't trade with you? You know, Russia's never going to be an ally, is it? I don't believe China would step in. I don't believe it. I think they've always really sat on the fence. They don't want sanctions. They don't want to ruin, because they're just trying to become this economic giant, and they're getting there, aren't they? You know, I know they've got their problems, but they want to be an economic giant, and they'll do whatever they can to meet those goals. And if we had a problem with it, why do we keep buying their stuff? You know, I'm on a Chinese phone. I've got a Chinese tablet. You know, and everything's made in bloody China. My little microphone here is made in China. You can't really get away from it. Very difficult. Things that they say is made in a particular country, like it's made in Germany. Well, no, it's actually assembled, or it's just badged up and imported by Germany or whatever. It's really hard to find stuff that is made in the country that you reside. Some countries are better than others. I have to admit, here in France, they're quite a lot of the stuff that you wouldn't expect is made here, like a lot of clothes and stuff that's made in France. You think it'll come from China or Bangladesh, places like that, wouldn't you? But actually, a lot is made here, especially a lot of the supermarket brands, which was surprising me. You know. Yeah, probably right, Piper. China's smart to stay out of things. They don't have to be involved in this exactly. And that's what they've done all along, haven't they? They walked into Hong Kong, didn't they, because the agreement ran out. And the UK did nothing about it. So that's what, they just took it back, didn't they? Do I think they'll take Taiwan? Yeah, I think they probably would. Do I think the US will step in? No, I probably wouldn't. I think we'll see a weak effort like with Ukraine. But do I think they'll do it anytime soon? No. They'll pick their moments. If I don't know, if Russia went a bit further, I think they would then. While everything's up in the air and shit's already hit the fan, just add to it a little bit. Watch the EU Parliament channel, Mark. Yeah, I've been watching it recently, actually. Only the short clips. They've been quite interesting. Especially some of the Northern European, they're quite outspoken regarding, the Finnish Prime Minister or President. Anyway, she was this went in Parliament line, but this was Munich, but I think it was Munich, and she basically compared. She said even animals cooperate. That's implying that they're worse than that. The United States is no worse than animals because they're not cooperating. But there's crikey, then there's Greenland's Prime Minister. Not Greenland's. Denmark's. He was saying that the US still has huge desires on Greenland. It hasn't gone away. It's just laying low at the moment. Yeah, I saw that, but they've got to rearm Europe. So the United States, he said, okay, Joe was saying here, the US is now a security issue for Europe. It is already in the defence plans. The chance of a conflict with the USA and rearming has been enhanced. These last few months, even here, I've seen it happening. I've seen a lot more activity here. I'm on the fight run, all right? Military fight run. Or fight path, sorry. You see the big old jets and shit coming over here, allowed. And I like it. I actually like to say I'm interested in technology and shit like that. It seems a bit like bird spawn. But, there's definitely increased in activity. Definitely. Actually, a lot increased actually since Ukraine, but even more so this year. Yeah, that's the thing. We criticise it. We say it's a social. It's it's not. It's a socialist. It's a hybrid socialist country, really, isn't it? It's a capitalist socialist country. But they've got bloody train services, bus services, all modern stuff, all works. People can get about, they can get to work. They've got systems in place that protects their health, so they're available for work. They've got healthcare that is amazing, and it's available to everybody. If they can do it, and yet we all say they're so bad. Don't get me wrong. They're regarding, for instance, Uyghur Muslims, what's going on there. We don't know the ins and outs in full, but we've got a fairly massive suspicion, haven't we? Which is bloody horrendous. But they're saying that look what's going on in the UK, in the United States and the UK, come to that, but not to the United States level. My God, they're buying up factory warehousing now. They're going to convert into concentration camps. These things are huge. I mean, massive, massive warehousing. Because we don't need to warehouse anything anymore because we're not selling anything to the degree that they were, before, because people got the money. So they're being sold off to the United States government, and DHS, and then converted into detention centres, should I say concentration camps. When you've got a president that has been accused of being involved with the unaliving of little people, and when he's been accused of stuff like that and even worse, you don't honestly think he gives a shit about people in these detention centres. For a start, they've been treated like, worse than animals. You can't compare my animal. My animals are spoiled. And you got a little boy here that he's so sleepy. You're sleepy, aren't you? And also, what's happened after these people? A lot of them are just come completely off the system, just disappeared. Like those from Alligator Alcatraz. What happened to all these people? No one knows where they are, if they even exist anymore. It's frightening. I still feel bad about Tibet. That was terrible. It's like AI and robots take out the humans, and who's going to buy things? Exactly. That is bang on the right. That's what I was saying. I've said that before. If all of a sudden we don't have any money to spend because we can't get jobs, and we all become, reliant on universal basic income or something like that, well then we're not necessarily going to have enough money to spend in the first place. So all these people that these all billionaires are organising, trying to take over the world with their AI and robotics. They ain't going to have anyone to sell to anymore. The whole system breaks down, which makes us all superfluous. We're no longer needed. And that's a worry, because why provide healthcare to a society that doesn't provide anything? Look at what they're doing with disabled people, right? In the UK and in the United States and other countries as well. Not in France, but obviously not Portugal. So I'm sure Joe will know the score there. But look what the United States, how Donald Trump feels about disabled people. They are a liability in his mind, and they are a liability, I suppose, because they have to pay money out to care for them. They are, if they're not a contributor, they're a liability, aren't they? And as far as Donald Trump would be concerned, and the UK has been a bit like that recently as well. They've fecked up everybody's disability payments, PIPS payments, personal independence payments, messed it all up. And might still have to reapply. He's in a wheelchair, for Christ's sake. He can't do anything. He can't speak. He can speak, but it's not really jumbled up. He's got dystonia, generalised dystonia, and it's he's a cost. He gets a lot of help. So he's a cost. Those sort of people, as far as these governments are concerned, are not really don't have any value or worth. What happens to us when we no longer have value or worth? And when you've got the billionaires out there constantly lobbying governments, I'm not saying they're going to go cull us all. I'm not saying that they won't provide. It's like the cull will be the consequence of a lack of care. Like, for instance, destroy the health system, like they've done in the United States. You know, you've got a terrible health system anyway. Payment. Yeah, UK, okay, fair enough. It's free at the point of use, but it's slow because they ain't got enough bloody people to do it. And a lot of these jobs all, we now have what's it called now? I can't remember what it's called. There's a number you call to get treatment in the UK. So basically, you get treated over the phone. Then if you get through that, you can make an appointment if you with an actual doctor. In like 10 months' time or something. And it's because it's stretched, and AI could be helpful in those scenarios, couldn't they? It could be good for that sort of stuff if we have got a problem regarding training up enough people to take those sort of jobs, or even to save some money. But when it's used in a way to, well, then actually, in ways, it's taking jobs away again. It's the same situation, isn't it? All the positive stuff, it seems, it just takes away jobs, speeds up something. That's a job that's gone. And it's not accurate. It's not accurate. Oh, there we go. Rubio said the same thing. Vance said minus the insults. Yeah, pretty much. He says get on with it. Just get on with it. But to be fair to Merz and Emmanuel Macron, who else was that said that as well? And also, obviously, the ones I heard anyway from Finland, they all pretty much said that we need to, we need to have an alliance in the sense of being able to communicate, but we're going to have to go alone. We're going to have to increase our defences, and they're already, like Germany. Frederick Merz said they're already in communication with France, talking about a nuclear defence system for the whole of Europe. France has already they've now developed hypersonic missiles. Just was announced earlier this week. So it's it's shit, really, isn't it? That we have to worry about this stuff. It really is. Why do we have to worry about this stuff? Vance said the insults that Europeans are far too experienced in the art of speaking to be fooled by little Marco. He's got giant ears, though. So either his ears are huge or his head's shrunk. I don't know. Can't work it out. And when Marco Rubio stood up there with his contending against Donald Trump, he really hammered Trump regarding Trump's wealth and where the money came from. He'd have more money if he just put it into investments and stuff like that and left it alone. Ran the businesses that he had that's gone bankrupt, including casinos and stuff, when he was running against Donald Trump. And now he's up his derriere. These people are sick. The writing is on the wall for the United States of America, I agree. I think we are all reading it loud and clear. Greenland would need to get rid of the US Army bases. You got fucking others. How many bases they got now in the US? Is it 800 bases around the world? Do we tell them sod off? I don't think it's got that far yet, but it could come to that. They don't own the bases; they just use them. There is a snake hungry in our midst. Oh, crikey. Yeah, Viktor Orban. Well, he's a traitor. He shouldn't, while he's the leader, I know they block a lot of their funds, don't they? The European Union. They ought to be pushed out, really, until he's out. He shouldn't be allowed to veto. Or they take away his veto. They have done that before, haven't they? Have they done that yet? They gave me. They gave me a derivative of methamphetamine, 5 years old, made me dependent on a drug at the moment. They cost €1,000 a month, and they denied. They denied me the 5,000 a month drug. Ooh, I get on. Good cold turkey. Orban is deadweight, yes, for his one party. Mine's $500 million in the EU funds that has convinced them of that. He won't last long, I hope not. He is losing a lot of support, isn't he? So is Putin, which is good. But it's like all these people. It's like Trump, like Putin. Putin's never going to stop that war. He's never going to agree a deal. He's just dragging it out. He's never going to agree a deal. Trump thinks that we're going to have a deal. Well, it's bollocks. I said from day one there's never going to be a deal, and it was so obvious. If Putin get a deal, he's out of there, and then everyone's going to be wondering, well, what was all the war about? And he'll get kicked out, and then end up being thrown off a balcony somewhere. Thanks, Joel. I don't know. Actually, I need to look into it. I don't know how much it is, but I know they're holding back funds from Hungary. So I don't know, Billy. I need to look into that. Hungary's veto is useless now. Oh, they can only slow things down, but not stop them. Again, yeah, I'll check it out. Actually, I am actually subscribed to it, so I'll just make sure. I don't get any notifications for it though. The FDA doctor said one drug can send a schizophrenic to a group home, and another drug can send a schizophrenic off to medical school. And another drug can make them in charge of health in the United States. Was that heroin? There's 19 bases in green. I don't know if there's 19 bases. There's some very old ones that are under the snow. I don't know, actually. I don't think it's 19. One of the bases there is just a research centre. Oh my God, so they're having to loan a lot of money just to keep their head above water, I take it. Whoa, yeah, that's not good news for them, is that, Joel? Elbows up! Oh, there's definitely elbows up to the Canadian friends and that. You know, those that still believe in supporting Canada and that, you know. I certainly do. Just I admire the grit, you know, the boycotts and stuff. You know, although I did see that Doug Ford had made an agreement regarding, oh crikey, something royal. I can't remember what it's called now. The whiskey, the one he's pouring out. So I think they've made an agreement. So oh, I get you, Joe. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, reason why his party is livid. Yeah, so they can want him out, aren't they? Plain and simple, aren't they? They'll do whatever they can to get him out. He's still quite powerful, though. Oh, don't we come? Oh, dear. What's the time? I'm only going to do an hour today, so another 10 minutes. Good boy. Voice. God, it was really rough. I had a couple of asthma attacks, a bit on the old nebulizer, the Ventolin and stuff, you know. My oxygen went down to 94. 94 or was it 84? 84. Yeah, went down to 84, then sort of flattened up to 86, then a bit higher. I felt I was going to pass out. I've never had an asthma attack. That was the first time. But I was getting a lot of pain as well. This fibre, it's like the whole thing is like seemed to be linked together. There you go. Orban's party is supposedly the party of conservatives. Orban's not conservative, is he? He's a fascist. Can he be a fascist conservative? I suppose you could, really. No, not generally. No, I do. To be honest, summer's the worst time for me regarding a little bit of asthma. But I never had it bad. It's just, I'm just aware of it. You know what I mean? I just take an inhaler and I'm fine. But I've never been, like I say, I couldn't make any videos last week. Not properly anyway. Made a few on the other channels. But I had to pace myself. I was really struggling with it. And also I couldn't think straight. So I was just watching what was going on and seeing everything that was going on. And Keir Starmer, sorry, Sebastian, I just bumped his head. Having troubles because of Peter Mandelson and stuff. Oh God, I'm losing opportunities here. How's my throat? My throat was alright. Throat's not a problem. I'm just like just wheezy, and had a lot of pain because I got fibromyalgia anyway. That's sort of one thing like triggers the other thing. You get flare up. Yeah, well, that was a bit of a worry. Yeah, it just seems like how to put it. I don't know, vertigo. I don't know. I moved suddenly, and all of a sudden I just felt. But obviously my blood pressure and that didn't help my blood pressure, and then low oxygen. I noticed that I was shallow breathing as well. So yeah, the worst thing in an asthma attack is the panic. I'm quite lucky. We've got a nebulizer, which we actually got originally for my son who was here. He gets bad asthma, and we bought our own in the end because we got a fun thing. And our doctor allows us to have the little capsule things. So that's so we've always got it. I'm glad we did. Glad we did. Do I think 29 is old? No, that's young. I'm 50. Crikey, I'm 56 this year. Oh, thank you, Dim Star. Ridge Racer. What did we say? That's just one of them things. We've got a good health service here, so it's pretty, here in France. I have to admit, I've been well looked after, and so was my missus when she was ill a few years back. That's the thing, I was reading earlier, last night I was reading that a lot of Americans now are worried about getting sick, but that's enough to make you sick. It's just sad. It's sad. That's how it was bad enough before. It's so expensive, but to make it so it's just almost impossible for people to be able to get healthcare, I don't think it's just immoral and wrong. And Bernie Sanders, he's out there campaign. He campaigns or campaign for healthcare for all. Like the NHS. And like when he came over to the UK, and he's been interviewed by, I think it was Sophie Ridge from Sky Television, Sky News, sorry. And he made it quite clear: treasure your NHS. You do not want a system like the United States. The NHS is a really good system. It's just underfunded. It needs more money. And it needs less waste. And part of the problem stems back to when Tony Blair was in power, and he did a lot of quite what's called again now, PPI schemes. Basically, it was private investment in hospitals and stuff like that. That's the bad move. It did mean hospitals got built, which is obviously good, but it just means that the corporations yet again have us by the short and curlies, because within those agreements they have buying contracts regarding simply just rubber gloves through to all the other stuff, and they have to buy them from certain places. It's all overpriced, so they're paying more than they need to. It's like money laundering within the NHS, within these private contracts. It's just a way of money laundering, or is it money extraction? Just bleeding the NHS dry, bleeding the taxpayer, basically. The money could go further if you didn't waste the bloody stuff. Things go fast after 30. Well, I have noticed the last few years as everything's breaking. Joe says I pay my taxes and have health care. And if I could not pay taxes, I would still have health care. It's called civilization, exactly. Sounds a bit of sarcasm there, mate. And Americans call themselves Christian. No, that's not they're not Christians. Those who profess to be Christians, who are happy for people to be shot in the face and say they tried to run them over or something. That's not Christian. No. Price gouging, that's the word. That's the phrase. Cheers, Billy. Get rid of Charlie and Kath. Charlie. Oh, crikey. Yeah. They reckon it costs around 300 million a year because they don't get paid. They used to, but they don't get paid anymore. But it's the cost and maintenance of all those buildings, their transportation, the trips he goes on, all that sort of stuff. But I think that's an underestimation, personally. And then they say, well, how do they bring in? Well, they probably do bring in a certain amount of money. It'll be funny, but they're a bit of an embarrassment at the moment. You've got to think that Andrew ban is basically being shifted from one building to another. He's now in Sandringham, in Norfolk, where I'm from. So all the locals got this pedo on their doorstep now. It's nonsense. We knew that he was guilty from day. As soon as Mummy paid off Virginia Defray 13 million, I can't remember pounds or dollars or whatever it was. That's an admission of guilt. If you're not guilty, you would go and get your. You'd have gone to the Senate or something. You'd have gone to the United States and do the investigation, have it be investigated and questioned and stuff. But he didn't do any of that shit. Because he's guilty. He knows exactly what he's been doing. Besides, we've seen the other photographs now that have been released with Andrew Mountbatten as Prince Andrew, formerly Prince Andrew. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Disband the monarchy. Serve no purpose. I know some people like it, but there's people cheering these people on and turning a blind eye to what they have done. The Crown, for instance, is in that position because of their history. And when you think of their histories involved, we pull down statues complaining about certain people who have been involved with the slave trade. Well, that'd be funny. Why aren't we pulling down, I don't know, Buckingham Palace? It's just crazy. The British royals, their heritage is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. The best thing they did was when she married a German. A German or Dutch, I can't remember now. German. I'm half German, but I also have French friends too, says Gerald. That's something that got me when I saw it in Munich. Macron was speaking about was it Munich or was it in? I can't remember though. Macron was talking about defence. He says, "I'm not." He basically said, "I'm not talking about France. I'm not speaking about France. I'm speaking of Europe. We're all Europeans, and that as Europeans must protect Europe. Protect our countries, the whole of Europe. Not necessarily Russia, obviously." Yeah, covering up for criminal activities. You shitloads of it. It's you talk about criminal activity. Go back to AI and what have you. Taking criminals are using artificial intelligence. I don't know how they use it or what they're using it for, but they use artificial intelligence to know where these lorries are going to be, the curtain siders, so they can steal the contents. There's loads of lorries that have been jacked. Sides have been cut with a Stanley knife, and they've been emptied. If you've got mixed container of goods and stuff, look, that's going to be tech and all sorts of stuff, high value items. Get someone to cut a hole on the side and just crawl on the bloody side and just go through the pallets without anyone knowing. The bloke could be sleeping in his cab, couldn't he? He ain't going to know what's happening. People won't call an ambulance in America because it costs them. Yeah. It's a bit different here, actually, because depending on what you're calling them for, there is a fee. But people don't call the ambulance. They call the fire brigade. The pompier. Every pompier has a doctor. And that's free. It's completely free. That's one thing I do every year. I do make a donation to the pompier. They come around every year with a little charity box. But I want to make sure they remember us. Oh, it's that strange English man and his wife living over there. I want to make sure they remember. So I always give them a few notes. Just to remind them. Hello. You never know. Do I think the full unredacted files will leak eventually? Not while Trump's there, because he's in them. Leak, maybe. Will people there go through them? Can you imagine regarding the NDAs these people had to sign before they could actually get involved with this stuff? And a lot of this stuff has been done by AI. That's why they've been making lots of mistakes. Sebastian, your boy. That's why they've been making lots of mistakes, like using words like redacting words like DONT, don't, because like Don T. Come on. Oh, you want to come up here, do you? Oh, you're a lump, you are. He's a lump. Oh, I've got this one here. It's giving me the look now. That one's giving me the look. Dora's just asleep. So, yeah. You don't pay for an ambulance unless it's a service called ambulance. I'm not sure. I just something I've been told, so I'm not 100% certain. You got we call this SAMU here, you see. Sarah Ferguson is under fire. I know. My God, looks like she was involved with. It looks like she was one of Epstein's bits at the time. They had a relationship. She's let herself go, hasn't she? God. Separated the European nations. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? The same. The United States kind of kept them separate, but now they're. That's the thing. That is the positive side of what's going on at the moment. It has created some unity between European nations, including Italy. You know, not obviously Hungary. Maybe the people are hungry, but the Meloni's been quite surprising sometimes, and she's got a lot of support. Meloni has. She hasn't achieved everything she says she's going to achieve, which obviously upsets some of her following. But she certainly has a way about her. She's quite funny as well, even though she's a right winger. Yeah, so what I was saying is it's brought European countries together. They've realised that it's important that we engage closer, and we've seen that obviously since Ukraine was invaded. I know even more so. Well, the first term with Donald Trump made me think, well, crikey, and we got Biden, and sort of things calmed down a bit, and now Trump's back again, and we all realise that they can't be relied upon. And now you've got the tariffs as well being thrown into the mix. He's just trying to destroy everything. I know they got, like the tariffs on Canada being, they said they're not legal. Go off the courts, haven't they? So. Literally, people were mocking him that he has orange envy. He does have big ears, let's be honest. You got big ears? I'm talking about Rubio. All right, I'm talking about you. A bear, yeah, my Sebastian bear. He's like a polar bear, isn't he? He's been really good recently, actually. He's been doing really well. He'll be 15 this year, won't you? He's getting on a bit. Strange he's got no grey. Maybe because he's all white. What about the Russian Epstein files? Ooh, that's a good point. And also, let's not forget that European countries are all stepping up now. Poland have been doing investigations. France is doing investigations. Germany's doing investigations, and other countries as well doing investigations into connections between these people who have popped up in the Epstein files or been mentioned, and regarding connections with Russia. So this, you see, and the banks, and the Deutsche Bank. There's a lot of shit going on. Like, for instance, the bank manager who's or CEO, whatever, who just basically stepped down, who was mentioned in the Epstein files. Quite, severely mentioned in the Epstein files. You see, the thing is, it links Trump as well. He has had a lot of dealings with the Deutsche Bank, not just the American bank, and that's what he's the Deutsche Bank. In fact, Epstein as well. It's all tied together. The whole thing is. So a lot of stuff about Trump could come out as a result of the investigations that Trump has no control over. You know. Oh, I didn't see that. No, I haven't seen that yet. So the USA bombing Syria in the last 24 hours. Oh, crikey, what again? No, I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, I wonder if they're using our bases in Europe. The Trump Epstein files are being investigated in almost all European countries. Yeah. And I won't be surprised, obviously, for those files that have been. I wonder if they could be hacked. Surely it's somebody that they could hack the unredacted files. Some of the files were redacted before Department of Justice, DOJ, got hold of them. So the FBI has done some of the redactions themselves. You know? And also, it would be a good idea to investigate those who have made any allegations. Cheers for that, mate. Cheers, Joel. A rather strange message. I think Trump is petrified about that investigation because it could open a massive can of worms. Well, that would be good. That would be good for no better time for the disgruntled staffer to start to leak the Epstein files. Yeah, Ben, that would be that. Wouldn't that be good? Oh, get your popcorn ready. You reckon? What are you doing? This little fella, like, he's such a sweetie. He really is dopey dog. He is. He's a bit weak in his back end now, aren't you? Mm? God, yeah, bit by bit by bit. That would be good, wouldn't it? Keep the pain. Yeah. Trump had a hernia when it was on, you know. He hadn't already had one. Another row of mini strokes. He had one the other day, I noticed, when he was doing his little speech. Had a bit of a weird moment. That's better. So, had a bath yesterday, didn't you? All fluffy. He's always soft and fluffy. Bath. So the little one, my little Nacho, my little Jack Russell, he's absolutely fine. I shower him. You have to, because he's so low to the ground, he gets really muddy. He gets really, really muddy. And he's just, so we have to clean him quite a bit. I think having some sort of auto wash. He is a cute pooch. He really is. He's a lovely boy. He really is. They are scared of investigations in Europe because even the fact of knowing about it and not saying anything is a crime. Yeah, implication. You're an accomplice, aren't you? Judicial powers are independent. The thing is, if you went to that island or went to one of his apartments or mansions or something, and you knew what was going on, you're not much better, are you? You don't speak out against this stuff, you know, do something about it. You're no better yourself, are you? That's what I don't understand how anyone can keep quiet about that sort of stuff. Some of it, my giddy aunt. When was that now? I can't remember what it was now. There was a meeting with Epstein. I don't know where it was. It was the island or where it was. And there was Zuckerberg there, Musk was there, Bezos was there, and a whole load of other people were there. Obviously, Epstein was there. And why are they all coming together like that? Something has been planned or part of, maybe even Heritage Foundation. I don't know. Because everything seems connected, doesn't it? And now they've built an island somewhere. Oh, of course, it's called Indian Island or something. It's called, and off the coast of Miami, I think that's right. And I think Zuckerberg owns 2 properties there, and Bezos owns one as well. And it's just, this is like a bunker island, you know. So some hunker on down. What the thing is, you see, these people all know what the effects of what they're doing is. They know they're destroying absolutely every fucking thing. They know it. They're not stupid. And there wasn't that long ago that Mark Zuckerberg, he paid for for research and survey and a report on whether or not social media is dangerous for our youth and stuff like that. Remembering that he doesn't allow his kids to go on there. Well, it came back that yes, it is. It wasn't the result that he wanted to hear. That was not what he wanted to hear. So he didn't publish it or make it public. I don't know. Didn't make a big deal of it. But it's out there. You know, that to me that speaks millions. He is a glorious polar bear, aren't you? You are, aren't you? He's a very soppy boy. He likes cuddles, as you can see, and he'll stay there for absolutely ages. He also loves treats, don't you? Mm? But he doesn't. The thing is, now we've got the other dog as well. Now we've got that Nacho creature, which is asleep beside me. He demands attention, Nacho. So I've got to be very careful. I've got to make sure these guys get, you know, the attention they deserve as well. You know, can't ignore you, can we? Yum, 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 yum. And also, it's good for Nacho not to be dominating, because he's a bit of a naughty boy at times. I've got four. Got 4 pets at the moment. Oh, I don't stretch. That's Riley. The cat is Riley. Nacho is okay with Riley. You know? He'll bark at him and then just look at him. But that's about it. Riley has been quite daring. Yeah, Riley. That's it. Yeah. You look very comfy there. Stupid. What's the point of it? It's useless, really, isn't it? Useless. Huh? It's useless. Look at his licorice lips. Mm? Yeah, he's a lovely boy. Yeah, but I'm going to clock off now, I think, 'cause I'm really losing my voice. And I just feel that, go back to what the precedent of the point of the live stream. If anyone just to think that AI is not going to damage the jobs market, just ask yourself, why is the economy growing but the job market hasn't? You know? Yeah, he is a tough cat. Yeah, that's just how I say it. And I think it's getting obvious now. I don't think there's any rocket science in it. I think you can just see it. You just got to tie. See, they won't tell you outright, obviously, because they're trying to promote their systems, artificial intelligence and what have you. But I think we should be pushing back at it. We should be saying no, we're not going to use it. We've become lazy in many ways. Instead of thinking, we've been allowing artificial intelligence to do the job for us. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, I didn't think about it. Yeah, beat the old like button and double click the screen for that. Yeah, and then I might be able to feed the dogs. Yeah, you're hungry. He's a lovely boy, he really is. And yeah. Oh. He was a big worry, but he's actually got a lot better. You know? Oh, yeah. A lot better than you were, anyway. Anyway, thanks a lot, Joe, for helping us out there, mate. Really appreciate it. And the contributions from everybody. To stay safe yourself. You stay safe. We hate your president, not you. That's a good point. That's a very good point. We don't hate decent American citizens, not at all. I've got a lot of respect also. We love Canada. You know, I love the fact that they stood up to it and showed an example, made an example of it. You're slipping down again. But, you know, we don't hate decent American citizens because they do exist. Do.